Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Warmer weather is closely approaching, which means construction season is upon us as well. See what big project might have to put other ones on hold.
One member of Western Illinois women's basketball team does something no other female in Summit League has done before. Find out who.
And we sit down with the president of this year's Dance Marathon Committee to talk about the charity event.
Funding the repair of county roads is on the ballot for McDonough County voters this April. Good morning, Macomb. I'm Drew Hoffman.
And I'm Franny Smith. Voters in McDonough County will decide whether to raise the county sales tax on 1/4 cent for each dollar spent. Trevor Tolan from the McDonough County Board spoke to the council at Monday night's meeting on increasing the sales tax. The proposed tax would help fund maintenance of county roads and highways.
It's 1/4% or it's 1/4 cent per dollar, which translates to a quarter for every $100 spent in retail, $2.50 for $1,000 spent, or $25 per $10,000 spent.
The sales tax excludes food, drugs, medical supplies, title vehicles, and agricultural machinery. McDonough County Board covers 180 highways all over the county. Early voting starts March 23rd, and Election Day voting is April 7th.
Also at Monday night City Council meeting, Macomb City Aldermen are looking to move forward with the Adams Street project. Many aldermen believe the bids have come in too high, stirring questions on whether or not they should even spend money on the project. The construction of Adams Street is expected to take place at the end of May. Western's portion of the project is also higher than they had originally budgeted.
The bottom line is this is not a huge difference in what our engineers estimated the cost at. It's percentage-wise, it's about 8–10% difference, and there's every reason to believe that we can probably negotiate some downward departure in the cost prior to even the construction starting. That's our goal.
Now that the bid is open, Macomb has 90 days before having to select a contract. Some aldermen are worried this project will overload this year's budget, leaving them with insufficient funds. And no, it's not your imagination. Gas prices are climbing quickly. The national average is up 40 cents in the last 5 weeks. AAA reports the average price of a gallon of gas in all 50 states is now above $2. GasBuddy.com shows Macomb gas stations sitting around $2.46 a gallon, and that is 3 cents above the national average. In January, the same gas stations in town had a gallon of regular unleaded at $1.79. Despite that price jump, gas is still cheaper now than it was a year ago. A gallon of regular gas in 2014 cost an average of $3.46.
Bridgeway Recycling will no longer sort recyclables for the city of Macomb. The contract between Waste Management and Bridgeway was terminated at the end of February. Bridgeway was expected to lose $418,000 this fiscal year, a repeat from years past. The facility provided jobs for those with disabilities and individuals in the community. Bridgeway says workers that had a contract through Bridgeway will be given the opportunity to work at other Bridgeway facilities. 3
WIU students are facing multiple theft charges. They were arrested on Friday evening by Macomb police. Police say the trio are responsible for a string of alcohol thefts from local businesses. Macomb police obtained search warrants on Friday and, with the assistance of the Office of Public Safety, arrested 19-year-olds John Tyler, Darius Dixon, and Brian Adams, all of Chicago. All 3 have been charged with burglary, possession of stolen property, retail theft, and possession of alcohol by a minor. Police say the investigation is ongoing and the subjects are suspected in stealing more than $1,000 worth of alcohol. All 3 men are due back in court later this month.
Former student Gary McGee will be at WIU tonight to screen his documentary film Movie Star, The Secret Lives of Gene Seberg. The film will be screened at 7:30 in the University Union Sandberg Theater. McGee started working on this project while he himself still attended WIU. Along with McGee will be award-winning filmmakers Kelly and Tammy Rundle, who he paired up with to help make his documentary.
The best week ever is almost over, and WIU wants to make sure they continue the streak of fun. And to make sure they do, University Union's board says their team has created a list of activities for the rest of the week. And we started off trivia night, kicked off UUB's best week ever for 2015. Monday night, followed by a free showing of Horrible Bosses 2 last night. And the Chase Rice is set to perform a sold-out show tonight in the Union Grand Ballroom. On Thursday, Breaking Bad actor RJ Mitty will hold an open meet and greet in the Heritage Room. The Best Week Ever will continue Friday with an open mic night in the Multicultural Room and will wrap up with Dance Marathon on Saturday. The International Bazaar is an event held every year here on campus. It takes dedication and time from everyone involved. News 3's Anna Zuniga has the story.
The International Bazaar is the biggest fundraising event for the International Friendship Club, an event so big it requires preparations months in advance.
Well, before we get all the students get left out for winter break, they actually submit all of their contracts, and we have all of their information for the food contract, the entertainment, and the booth construction.
Creating a booth requires time and effort from the students involved. The booths are filled with artwork and artifacts specific to their country, as well as native food.
They'll submit recipes and they actually cook the food themselves. There's going to be entertainment all day, 7 hours worth of entertainment, so that's something that they really get excited about.
The performances are typically dances from other countries. The performers dress in appropriate attire according to their nation. The dances are fun and allow for an interactive show for everyone in the crowd.
So this year we actually have 12 different countries that are being represented. So we have the Francophone countries, which are just all of the countries that speak French. We have Cuba, Dominican Republic, Saudi Arabia, India.
The International Bazaar is an event perfect for the whole family, filled with food, art, and plenty of performances. It's sure to be a memorable experience.
This is one of my favorite events. I've been here at Western as a graduate student for 2 years, and it's just really fun. I think this event will be around for hopefully 42 more years.
For News 3, I'm Anna Zuniga.
WIU will be hosting a program for the first time on campus. Connecting Vets to Careers will be held on Wednesday, March 25th from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. in the University Union Grand Ballroom. Veterans and community agencies from across the state will attend the event. Some companies will also attend. Erie Insurance, Grow Work, Lowe's, and many others are a part of the event. To register, visit WIU's webpage. Macomb is celebrating its new Miss Macomb today after 6 young women competed in the 56th annual Miss Macomb pageant Sunday night.
The Miss Macomb 2015 and the winner of a $5,000 scholarship is Caitlin Carr.
Carr was awarded the top prize of a $5,000 scholarship along with the privilege of serving Macomb for the next calendar year. Carr is a graduate student at WIU studying communication sciences and disorders. Also, Carr will have a chance to compete in the Miss Illinois pageant later on this spring.
Coming up in 2 minutes, the Dancing Queen will be stopping by, and we're not talking about ABBA.
The president of Dance Marathon will sit down with me so we can get all the details about this year's big event.
And it's a cold one out there right now. Taking a look outside, you can see the cloud cover. Much colder temperatures today. We are in the teens, only 14 degrees at this hour. Look at those gusty northwest winds out blowing at 15, gusting upwards at 20. The current radar data, I should say, has the snow well off to our south. None of that's going to affect us. But again, these cold temperatures are going to set in. That's going to continue to sit with us for the next several days. But a warming trend is in sight. We'll full us to your forecast in a couple minutes.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Thine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Don't worry, the 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Welcome back to Good Morning Macomb. I'm Franny Smith. Sitting with me today is Cassidy Poe. Cassidy is Dance Marathon's Team Leadership President. Dance Marathon is a national campaign that raises money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Thank you so much for joining us today, Cassidy.
Thank you for having me.
So, WAU hosts its, this event. So, tell me a bit about the history of Dance Marathon.
So, Dance Marathon actually started at Indiana University about 21 years ago, where Indiana students wanted to fundraise for a incoming freshman that actually died from HIV/AIDS because of a blood transfusion that went wrong. So, started at Indiana University in honor of this boy named Ryan White. And then 3 other universities really fell in love with what this fundraiser did and started it. And then Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, which what most dance marathons raise money for now, came into the picture. And now that's how Dance Marathon started.
That's awesome. Yeah. So this is now the second year that it's on Macomb's campus. So how did it come to Macomb's campus?
So I think another student actually brought the idea to Office of Student Activities, and then it just kind of didn't happen. So the advisors in the Office of Student Activities really loved the cause and thought it would be a great cause to bring to Western's campus. So they kind of just sent out an announcement to try to get a board together. And we came together at the end of my sophomore year. So that was about 2.5 years ago. And then we started planning for the event last year.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. And I know you're really passionate about it.
Oh,
so that's awesome. You're the perfect person to be in charge of it.
Thank
that's awesome.
you.
So last year you guys rose almost twice more than your initial goal. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
So what's the goal this year?
The goal this year is $40,000.
$40,000.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you probably will raise more because if it's
We're
anything like last
hoping.
year.
We are hoping. It's a
Yeah.
lot bigger goal this year, but we do have a lot more people involved. Since it is the second year, people have an idea of what it's about.
Nice.
So.
And there's 500 participants, correct?
Right now we have a little bit over 450
Okay.
signed up. We're hoping for 500.
Okay. And was that more than you had thought it was going to be?
Yeah. We only had about 200 to 250 last year, so we doubled that.
Seems like it's going to get bigger every time, so that's awesome.
Yes, I'm hoping so.
So if people still want to get involved, I know it's coming up, so time crunch, but how can people get involved if they still want to?
I mean, they can still sign up. They can still register for the event and begin to fundraise. We don't turn people away. If they don't have money raised, we ask them to go to a fundraising station day of, try to send out some emails, post on social media to try to fundraise some money, but we want people to be able to experience this event and be a part of this event because it is so amazing to see and to be a part of.
And so anyone can watch, right? I mean, if you don't want to participate, you can still go to this.
It's more of a participation thing just because of how the event is run, just because it's set up, but we're hoping to have a live stream. That's not for sure yet, but that's something we're hoping for, so people can always watch online.
Cool. Yeah. So, okay, I'm trying to picture, you're just nonstop dancing?
There's
all 12 hours?
a lot of different stuff going on.
Okay.
So yes, there's dancing, but the main thing we ask is that participants stand for the whole 12 hours.
Okay.
And that's because a typical doctor or nurse's shift is 12 hours. So if they can stand on their feet and take care of sick children, we can do it dancing and playing games. There'll be different games going on. We have performances from different dance troupes on campus, and then some families that actually have been treated by Children's Miracle Network hospitals will be at our event sharing their stories on how these hospitals have impacted them.
Awesome. Well, good luck with everything. Thank you so much, Cassidy.
Thank you.
WIU will host its second dance marathon this Saturday. Participants will dance nonstop from noon to 5 in the University Union Grand Ballroom. And stick around because after the break, News 3's Nicholas Stewart is going to give us the scoop of when the warm weather is coming.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic.
That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids.
We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone.
And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education.
HSF.net.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Now, how do you make it happen? Think purple, think success, think Western Illinois University.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Yep, taking a look outside right now, we can see the frozen tundra of Macomb. Temperatures right now are in the teens. We're only at 14 degrees at this hour. But look at these winds right now, gusting from the northwest at 15, upwards of 20 miles per hour. That's making it feel much colder. And once again, we're dealing with these sub-zero wind chills. Right now, only -3, feels like -3 degrees right now in Macomb. Across the board, we're fairly either just below freezing or just below zero or right around the zero mark in terms of wind chills. And temperatures aren't going to really improve much throughout the day today. Taking a look at the radar composite right now, the main storm system is off to our south. We got this area of blue, the snowfall. That should stay well off to our south. Might get a few flurries here and there, but the main winter storm that's going to impact the southern Illinois and southern Indiana region, we get to escape that this time. So no snow for us, at least in terms of a significant accumulating snowfall event. So that's good if you don't want to deal with that anymore. Temperatures across the region, we are pretty cold. You can pretty much see where the cold front sits, skidding right across southern Illinois and into eastern Indiana. Behind this cold front is where your temperatures are, and unfortunately that's going to continue through the day tomorrow. We're going to be dealing with these cold temperatures. But looking at the surface map right now, again, you can see where that cold front sits off to our south. Now, this area of high pressure is going to start building in off to our west. That's what's going to be bringing in that colder Canadian air. It's a system that we've been constantly dealing with pretty much all winter. Storm system moves through, high pressure builds in, cold Canadian air moves in. But this constant, high pressure building and bringing that cold air is going to come to an end slowly, and we're going to see a major pattern shift. But we still have to get past the cold air. Tomorrow, the high pressure builds in a little bit closer to the tri-state region. Again, that's transporting that very cold air. But we will be dealing with mostly sunny skies. And as we are in March, the sun angle is a little bit higher. It's warming things up just a little bit nicer. Basically feels a little bit nicer out there. But Friday is when things really begin to change. High pressure moves off to our east. That puts us in the warm sector of the high pressure center. That begins to transport a lot of this warm southerly air into the region. That's when temperatures are going to start to rebound. Hopefully, it's going to be a longer-term duration event. Again, next week is when the pattern really shifts. The jet stream pushes very far north. We get a lot of this mild air building in across the Midwest. We'll be looking at temperatures fairly warm for the next several days into next week. So for today, we're looking at a temperature of about 19 degrees. Again, that northerly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour will continually bring in, basically make it feel much cooler. Tonight, though, another sub-zero night, -1 degrees as our low with the north wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Look at the 5-day, though. We have 40s in the forecast. Temperatures are going to be on a warming trend, but we have to get through basically the next 2 days. Only 17 is a high on Thursday. But no snow in the forecast, no rain in the forecast, looking at mostly sunny skies and temperatures warming into the 40s into the weekend. So spring may finally be here, actually, so that'll be nice.
That 5 days slowly inching up, I like that.
And even looking to the longer term, later next week, perhaps even a 60. I don't want to say it yet, but
don't you be teasing us now.
Out there.
It's really to be barbecuing yet? Is it warm enough for that?
Oh, I'll barbecue when it's 40 out. I want to do that right away. So.
Excited for that.
Yep. Sounds like baseball weather to me. Coming up next in sports, find out who earned the MVP award on the Leatherneck football team. The answer may surprise you. And one of Western's own receives a prestigious award for her efforts both on and off the court and in the classroom. All that is up next on Good Morning.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
I think NEWS3 is great. It's all one common goal. Everybody's trying to be #1. Last year, we were #1 in the nation. We beat out Florida and Oklahoma. I get to work with so many professionals. It's a really great experience, and they're always there to help, and it's just all around fun. Jasmine Crichton really does make it a real-life experience that, most schools maybe not, they don't offer that.
When the big stories strike, count on award winners to provide you intimate and in-depth coverage. On the air and online, local news, fresh perspective.
Before the lights go on, dedication, teamwork, precision. Award-winning leadership brings you Macomb's only local TV newscast. On the air, live at 4. Friday mornings at 10, and online all the time. Our community, your community, NEWS3.
Trying to go. Stand by 3 for the push in.
Good morning, Western Illinois. As the start of the Summit League tournament grows closer, one of the top performers for the Western Illinois women's basketball team will head to the tourney with another accolade. A press conference was held yesterday to pay tribute to junior forward Ashley Luke, who was named the recipient of the Capital One Academic All-American of the Year award last week. Luke expressed her gratitude and support she's gained since becoming a Leatherneck, both on and off the court.
I couldn't believe it, especially when you hear the list of the past winners. It's amazing company to be associated with. And I think now it's just kind of setting in that this is even bigger than I thought it was initially. And I just feel so grateful and so humbled that I was chosen. I still just can't believe it. There aren't words to describe how grateful I am.
And Macomb Mayor Michael Inman was also in attendance at the press conference and declared yesterday as Ashley Luke Day in Macomb. Western has the #4 seed in the Summit League tournament and will face 5th seed IUPUI this Sunday at noon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And the calendar is finally flipped to March, and that means postseason basketball for the Western Illinois men's team. NEWS3's Drew Hoffman caught up with the team to get its thoughts heading into the Summit League tournament this weekend.
As the Western Illinois men's basketball season begins to wind down, key players for the team are beginning to realize how big of an impact late season games will have on their season as the Summit League tournament rolls around.
We have to play for seeding because, at the end of the day, if we say we get a lower seed, we have to play South Dakota State the first game, and that's like a home game for them, basically. And, we're playing for that, and we just want to have some momentum going into the tournament.
The Leathernecks have lost to the top 2 teams in the Summit League by a total of 4 points inside of Western Hall this season. Despite those losses, the team is still very confident in their ability.
It stays the same. We just try not to let the fans get to us, try to just focus on us and worry about what we have to do to execute. and I mean, basically just continue to work hard and, you know, listen to the coaches and just stick to the plan.
Coach Billy Wright will have 28 games under his belt as the head coach at WIU when the Summit League tournament begins. And after a roller coaster of a season, Wright says he does not want the identity of the team to change despite the adversity the program has faced.
It's still defensive minded. We definitely understand that defense wins championships, and right now we just have to do it with 4 guards a little bit more than we have, because the one thing I'm cautious against is getting that first foul on Chapman or Mo so quickly. If you get that first foul within the first minute or two, then you're really looking at a 4-guard lineup for 35 minutes.
Reporting for News 3, I'm Drew Hoffman.
All right, thanks, Drew. And the men's team will have the 8th seed and will take on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits in the first game of the Summit League tournament that tips off Saturday for the men in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. And when it comes to postseason accolades for the WIU football team, the Western Illinois Athletics Association is at a split decision. That's why they named both running back J.C. Baker and linebacker Kevin Kinsel as co-MVPs for the 2014 football season. Baker ran for more than 1,200 yards this season, good enough for 10th in the Western record books for season rushing yards. Kinsel, who is currently preparing for the NFL draft, was 4th in the Missouri Valley Football Conference this season with 92 tackles. The Leatherneck football team will open a new chapter on April 24th when they play their spring game at Hanson Field. So, good pack there, Drew.
Yeah, really, right? I didn't know I was going to get in the sports block today. Thank you, Tyler. All right, coming up, a father and his son make the most of the snow in an impressionable way.
Find out what cartoon family they brought to life when we return to Good Morning Macomb.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Enroll, we say. We want you to be okay. Enroll, we say. Take care, people, for goodness sake.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can. But one day, I could be a stadium.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Used to call me the buttered biscuit. Back then, I was a sex expert. I know about birth control, too.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Forget a snowman, what about a snow homer? An Illinois father and son used all the snow they've been getting in southern Illinois to salute one of America's favorite families.
It took shovels, a wheelbarrow, a knife, and about $30 of spray paint to portray Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. Sadly, it wasn't Mr. Burns' nuclear power plant that melted Marge and Homer, but rather Mother Nature.
Speaking of nature, what do you got for final weather?
Well, no snow in the forecast. Not going to be building any snowmen here, thankfully. But temperature-wise, today we're only going to get up to about 19 degrees. As wind chills will be right around the sub-zero range, very close to that sub-zero range. Tonight, temperatures will drop in the sub-zero range at -1 degrees. Again, those wind chills about -10, -15 degrees below zero. But again, we can all enjoy the 5-day forecast. Temperatures slowly increasing through the weekend into the 40s. So good weekend up ahead.
Right,
So.
just got to get through these days.
Nick, you're the man.
You're the man.
I do what I can. If I can control that, I would.
All right, thanks for waking up with us this morning here on Good Morning Macomb. For Nicholas Stewart, I'm Franny Smith.
And for Tyler Eddy, I am Drew Hoffman. We'll stay on top of your news overnight and bring you the latest updates on our Facebook page. Find us at News 3 WIU.
Have a good morning, Macomb.